Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am so excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And we are building in Tomarang again, which is the new world that came with the For Rent expansion pack. And I thought it was about time I actually built some apartments. So that's what we're doing. We are building an apartment building. Now, to be fair, there's only 2 units in this build. I didn't realize how little space I gave myself for each unit as I was building this, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was really difficult. I was working through different shapes and styles, and it's just, maybe it's that weird time where you have to just get used to a different architectural style and just the different elements with the build and buy items, and you don't really know how to piece them together, especially with what you already have in game versus just like the build styles that you see in the world. And that was me with this build. So I don't know if it exactly fits in, but you guys can definitely let me know. I was looking at a lot of inspiration on like Pinterest and Google Images as well, and I struggled. I kind of combined a few different styles, I think that if you were to swap out maybe some like doors and windows and things, this could also fit into Mount Komorebi really well. But I don't know, I thought it could also fit in this more so downtown area of Tomarang. So definitely let me know in the comments down below. But you can see that we went with some very bold color choices here. Now I'm gonna give you fair warning. Those are stripped back. It's not that it didn't look nice. At least I didn't think it looked bad, but it was really, really bright and I wanted it to blend a little bit more in this area. So I did tone it back a bit. You'll end up seeing it in the screenshots, maybe a little bit in passing when we move on to the interior, but I liked this color combination, yellow and blue. I believe they're complementary colors. Is that right? If I'm wrong, don't tell me. I just know that they're very complementary to one another, but we are trying to make it look a little bit more run down, at least on the exterior. I just wanted the outside of the building to be a little bit scratchy and dirty and everything like that, but I didn't make the interior that way at all. But I want to do something like that soon. I want to make an apartment building maybe with just a bunch of aged units. That's what I'm going to use, like aged, not really that well cared for. And also when I was building this, I did learn a little bit more about the different lot challenges that you can apply to residential rental lots. So mold is a lot challenge, which I didn't realize. I thought it might be like a lot trait, but there's that and then like poor maintenance or something like that. And I think I applied both of them to this build because I wanted this to be maybe a more challenging experience. I didn't play around with it too much, but hopefully it's not completely overwhelming. What's great about that is if you do download this from the gallery, you can get rid of those lot challenges and have this be a less challenging lot to play on or play in. But you can see that we're actually furnishing one of the units here. So let me backtrack. This one is a studio apartment and downstairs is a 1-bedroom apartment. They're pretty tiny. And the studio, I made it for the potential of 2 parents and an infant, which would be so challenging, I think. But I thought that that would be kind of fun at the same time. So I put the crib at the end of the bed here. And one thing I didn't put in this build is a wardrobe. Now, I always play with wardrobes. Some people don't, but you could possibly shuffle some things around to add one if you wanted to. Maybe put one in the shared hallway. That could kind of be a thing. But there is an entrance to the first apartment, as in the first floor apartment downstairs. Then you have to go upstairs, obviously, to get to this one. Each unit has its own water heater and fuse box, I believe. I haven't played around with this, so I'm not sure exactly if that's necessary. I'm assuming there could be one for both units like on this property, but I'm just not sure. So if someone knows, definitely let me know in the comments. But there's that. And then there's a little tiny building, I guess I'll say, kind of attached to the side that is a shared laundry space. And I thought that was kind of nice because it seems really realistic. You might not have your own washer and dryer in an apartment like this. You probably have a shared space with the other units. There's tons of washers and dryers. So if you've got only 2 households here in these units, it should be perfectly fine, shouldn't be an issue. And now for the interior as well, I attempted to stick to mostly For Rent and base game, but you can see that I did use a few items from Growing Together. I will say that though this is not base game and For Rent friendly per se, like it's not exclusive to those packs, the loss of the bed and the picture frames from Growing Together could be very easily replaced. So if you do not have growing together, it is not going to completely destroy your experience if you download this build. So I wanted to make sure I said that too, because I realized as I placed the bed and the picture frames, I'm like, well, there it goes. I ruined my attempt yet again at making a base game and for rent only build. So here we are. And also the laundry, right? Also the laundry, the washers and dryers are from Laundry Day. So it is kind of like a pack limited build, but it's not exclusive to just the new expansion and base game. But the studio is pretty much together at this point. I loved the color scheme. I used reds and pinks, and I'll call it more of like a honey toned wood. It's my favorite. I love it so much. I think it's so pretty. And I really liked how the studio came together because I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. It was really, really difficult to lay this out, but I had room for a desk. We've got a full dining table, the kitchen, the bathroom is a decent size, and then we've got the bed just kind of stuffed in the corner. They've got a TV, they have a stereo. So there's a few different activities that your Sims can partake in. And I think there's also some gardening pots on the balcony. So even though this is a studio apartment, they're the ones that got really lucky because they have the second floor like wraparound porch or balcony, whereas the downstairs has a separate bedroom. It's not a studio, but they don't have access to something like that. So there's a little bit of a trade-off, which kind of made me okay with the fact that these units were a bit different. One was a little bit bigger than the other one. And I also love this bathroom. I don't say that about bathrooms ever, but I love the tiles and the shower that we got with this pack. And I was able to make it like this red and yellow color scheme, and I loved it so much. I also added hopscotch outside towards the back, so if you do end up here with a child, they can play. And I think there's marbles as well outside in the front near the door to the downstairs unit. I am struggling with words. I've got the mailboxes in here too. This is super plainly decorated. Like there's nothing exciting going on here. I added a bulletin board from base game just as decoration, and I think another garbage can, and that's pretty much it. Like this is not a super welcoming apartment unit. And now downstairs, though I didn't furnish it completely, I did add the kitchen countertops, I did the floor plan, I've got wallpaper, flooring, and then we have the appliances in the kitchen and the bathroom as well. So everything's in there. You can furnish the bottom one if you would like to. I think the rent was around, well, actually not the rent. The rent is like 56 simoleons or something, which is amazing, but the furnishings for the downstairs unit were like a little over 4,000 simoleons, and upstairs was like 11,000 simoleons. So there's definitely a price difference compared to this heavily furnished versus not heavily furnished unit downstairs. And this is also prior to me getting the tool mod back, so you may have noticed that I am not sizing up the refrigerator like I usually do. I usually do it 1.1 because it fits a little bit better, but I didn't do that here. And now we are just furnishing this hallway upstairs, which is actually nicely decorated. I'll give it that. It's a similar color scheme to that unit upstairs. And then downstairs again, we just have the laundry unit, and that's pretty much it. It's not a heavily decorated build. It's actually a pretty quick build. It took me a long time to get the exterior shape down, but I was really happy with it. So you'll definitely have to let me know what you think in the comments down below, but I will leave you all here. I hope you enjoyed this. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.